Hello, beautiful souls. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this to clear. You guys have seen the title. You guys already know why you're here. This is going to be a channeled message for the very beautiful and very handsome divine masculines. And so it is. Just felt called to clear the space a little bit energetically. Help clear your auric field a little bit. Okay, so for my beautiful divine masculines, excuse me. Tomorrow we're already feeling the energy of this. Okay, you could be a divine feminine tuning in also, like just listening to cross watching, seeing what's up with your divine masculine or getting some confirmation about your divine masculine. But this is for the divine masculine. Tomorrow we have the new moon solar eclipse and in Aries, and the eclipse season, the eclipses, the eclipse portals, like they're super powerful. So basically, like if you've got things going on in your life during, especially during this eclipse portal, because this is the first eclipse season, the eclipse, the first eclipses of 2025. And 2025 is a year of shedding the old skin. It's transformation. It's about becoming more grounded, more solid, more sure-footed in our lives, in our, every day-to-day life, and in our body, in our mind, in our heart, like in everything, okay? So it's shedding the old skin, just like, we're in the year of the wood snake. What do snakes do? They shed their skin. But while they're shedding their skin, that's when they're at the most vulnerable state, right? Like with predators and things like that. It makes them extremely vulnerable when they shed their skin. So like for you, divine masculine, like you don't like feeling vulnerable. You don't like feeling you don't like it when your life feels rocky and when the foundation under you starts crumbling, because what I'm receiving is you feel like, right, like you work so hard. But that's often the distorted ego that, it's like, it's not a bad thing to be a hard worker and all these things, but that's the masculine energy. You know what I mean? Like it's action, it's goal oriented, it's very strategic, it's very, all these things, right? So when you aren't feeling like those things, or you feel like you don't have control and things are feeling crazy and chaotic, right? Like that really freaks you out. So instead of shedding the skin that needs to be shed to create more of a solid foundation and all the things, you don't want to go through that and feel vulnerable. So you avoid it, or you carpet sweep, or I'll get to it next week, or cross that bridge when I get there. It's like that. Okay, so the eclipse season right now, it's forcing a hand. You know what I mean? Like the eclipses come in and they go, sorry, everything that you've been avoiding, everything that's in the subconscious and old fears and wounds and, whatever needs to come up to be healed, like, or dealt with. That's what the eclipses do. They come in and they shake it all up. All the stuff that's swept away or in the subconscious field, or, that's been carpet swept in our lives, or things that we've been avoiding. Like, you know what I mean? So you guys are really feeling it right now in a lot of ways. Obviously, the astrology, like the eclipses and the new moon and everything, it affects all of us. But for you guys right now in particular, because what I'm getting is like, for you masculine, like it's taken you, like, okay, so this is what Spirit is saying. I'm channeling. Spirit is saying like it's taken you a very long time to get to this point of where you are at right now. Okay. And like this time right now, like instead of like pushing that self-destruct button, I just saw 444. There's 100,000 angels around us. There's a legion of angels around us. You guys, sorry, my cat is out there playing. He has the zoomies. it's a time for you guys to play. Because my cat is a masculine. He's a male cat. He's a boy cat. So like, he's out there and he's like having fun on his own. He's playing. I have like an old, like a little like old like box thing that he likes to play in. And then he loves sticks like a dog. Like he likes to play fetch. But he loves his little like sticks that I get from the tree out front. So that's what he's doing. He's playing, he's having fun. You guys need some of that in your life right now. Like I do know you guys have been like, that's what the message is like, you guys have been really moving through it, and you've continued to just like self-sabotage. So it's like, when we self-sabotage, we know that we're making choices or we're doing things that like aren't in our best, in our highest good, but we do it anyways because it's easier or because it's a comfort zone, or, you know, it's like an alcoholic or something. It's, you know, some of you guys might be moving through some of this too, where you're really being called to get healthier, to really, you know, watch yourself, watch your body, like get in shape, eat healthier, quit drinking or drugs or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Because I see you guys like trying to numb the pain. You've been trying to numb the pain. And your angels and your spirit guides, they are guiding you to feel the pain, not numb the pain. You've got to feel it to heal it. And that's what I meant by the snake shedding the skin, and like the snake being vulnerable. Its physical body is very vulnerable. The snake is very vulnerable, you know, during that time. You've never truly let yourself shed those old skins. You've been carrying it around with you. You've been wearing old skin after old skin. You know what I mean? Basically, like, you've been carrying like your trauma and your unhealed, unprocessed like emotions and wounds. You've been carrying it with you into new partnerships, relationships, or like new people that you start dating. You know, it's like you're a wounded warrior. You know, you've been through many battles, and instead of taking that time after the battle, you know, it's symbolic, but you know what I mean. Some of you guys, that's literal. Some of you guys literally maybe have anxiety and emotional trauma, PTSD. Maybe you were in the military, or you're a military man, you know what I mean? Or a military woman, because Divine Masculine, I know that I'm talking predominantly to men, but the masculine is an energy. So it could be women who are also very dominant, who are dominant masculine. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't really know. But I know most of you guys understand. So anyways, but I can feel the confusion for some of you guys. It's okay. It's all good. But some of you guys were in the military. And that's what I'm kind of getting is like and this is like the way you were raised and the way that you're used to operating, because you've been operating off of conditioned systems. Like, you know, like you're the way you think and the way you operate, it's because that's the way your parents do things, or your father does things, and your grandfather does things. You know, it's like, that's how we do things in this family, you know what I mean? So you do the same things, or a lot of the same things that like it's like within your family. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but the reason why it's called like a generational trait, like pattern, and we call it like a generational, like we're here to break these generational curses and patterns, because, you know, it's hindering us, it's hurting us, it's holding us back, you know. And so you're like the way shower here, you're the generational curse breaker masculine. Like, you're here to do things differently. You're here to rewrite the story of your bloodline, of your legacy and your lineage, your children and you know what I mean? Like, you're going to do things differently. You're shaking it up. And that's your soul path. And that's why you've been through hell and back, and you've been through all these battles. You know what I mean? But just like going back to like the military, you know, analogy, it's like, you know, going to war. You go to battle, you go to war, and, you know, you witness things, you know, that, you know, a lot of people don't witness in their lifetime. You see things, right? And that's why, you know, these poor soldiers, they come back and they are broken. They are, you know, traumatized. They're traumatized, right? And instead of, you know, healing work and, you know, healing the wounds and the trauma, right? What happens? They carpet sweep. They go into survival mode, you know, oh, I can't be all in my emotions. I can't, you know, I got to make a living. I got to go to work. I can't, you know. So everything gets like pushed down and pushed to the back, right? So right now with the eclipses, all that stuff that's been pushed down and pushed back. And I know you guys have been going through this for a while, like, especially over the past like year and a half, and especially over the last like 6 months, and then the last 3 months for you. The last like 3-4 months have been like super stressful for you guys. The recent past has been extremely chaotic. It's been extremely stressful, a lot of anxiety, a lot of seeing through, because you guys are going through an accelerated awakening. Okay, meaning like a lot of you guys, not everyone watching, but a lot of you guys are going through this acceleration of ascension. Meaning, I just saw 1111. Meaning you're ascending in your consciousness super, super fast. Like, it's just time, and that's why everything is feeling like flipped over, and you feel like wonky. Like, what is happening to me? Like, because we are all right now in this eclipse, you know, season. We are literally with the spring equinox, the eclipse. It's going to mellow out. It's going to balance and mellow out as we move into April, right? But like right now, like we've been literally in between worlds. So energetically speaking, we are, and quite literally speaking too, we are in between like an old world and the new world. So like new earth, right? The old earth, which is why we're seeing, right? Like the big, like we're going to start witnessing like big structures, systems, like crumbling, breaking down. You know, we're already seeing like so much of the darkness being brought to the light. And that's because of us light workers and the love frequency and the healing and the balancing that we are here doing and anchoring in upon earth, you included. But you're a light worker, right? You're a starseed, you're an empath, you're, you know, an earth angel. Like, you're a really deep soul. You have like your consciousness is very deep. Your emotions run very deep. But you have not been living in your truth when it comes to your emotions and how deep you are and how intuitive you are and how psychic you are and like all these things. Why? Because as a divine masculine, you know, that kind of stuff is woo-woo. That kind of stuff is taboo. It's stupid. You know, it's not real. You know, people, it's funny because the same people that say that stuff are the same people that, you know, will blow out candles at a birthday party, you know, for their birthday. They'll make a wish. Well, that's manifestation, and that is a spell. Okay? You're using fire element and the air element, your breath, and you're making a wish while you do it. You're setting an intention. It's spell work. It's a spell. And but those are the same people that will, right? Like, they don't even realize, right? Or you know, it's like very hypocritical. And that's what I mean. So you're breaking these patterns within your family and like your circles and your friends and your community and your bloodlines. And like, you're doing this work so like your children don't have to. You're breaking the curse so your children don't have to and your grandchildren don't have to, etc. and so forth, right? So anyway, so let's see here. The first card's out. I just saw 1414, your star family. So this is your soul family. You know, I spoke of the angels showing up earlier, but like your star family, your cosmic family. I'm hearing Pleiadian, Arcturus. Yeah. So like your star family is all around you right now, but this also speaks of your like soul family, you know, like whoever you're meant to spend your life with, a soulmate or a divine counterpart, you know, a divine feminine, or like, you know, like your true soul friends, like things like that. Okay. But it says you're a part of a team of souls. It's time to call in support. So masculine, you guys have been going through a lot. And I feel like that's what you've been doing because you guys have been going through this like accelerated awakening for a lot of you masculines tuning in, watching, you have a divine feminine counterpart that you are aware of, that you know, I'm hearing like you tried to deny it for a long time, but you couldn't deny it. You couldn't deny it because, again, you've been going through an awakening. For a lot of you, your divine feminine actually activated your awakening. She activated your heart chakra, and that's why she's the one that, like, you, out of everyone, like, you know, there's some kind of very strange but deep and beautiful connection with her. You know, she's different, she's unique, she's divine, she's spiritual, you know, and for some of you masculines, you feared that or you judged that, you know what I mean? But you're seeing now, like, you're seeing the truth of your feminine, and it's really beautiful, right? But you have a divine feminine who you connect to, and who you know, maybe you stay in contact, or you guys talk every, like, now and then, you know what I mean? And when I say now and then, I don't mean like weekly, I mean like every few months, or, you know, like that kind of a thing. But I think for most of you, you haven't spoken to your divine feminine, or to this divine feminine, because of your fear. Again, going back to the snake, you know, shedding its skin, like, you've been fearful. You've been afraid to shed that old you, those old versions of you, those old stories of you, because that's literally your ego identity. Like, that's how you define who you are. You know what I mean? And everything inside of you, and in your soul, and like your spirit guides and the universe and God, like everything that they're showing you, the signs, because you've been getting crazy signs about your divine feminine, about your own journey, about things you got to do. Like, I'm seeing like a stoplight, like, you know, like green, yellow, red. And I'm literally seeing like the red, and then it turns green. So it's like you've been at a stop. You've been at some stop in your life. Everything has been at a standstill. And you're meant to grow, and you're meant to accelerate, and you're meant to evolve, and you're meant to like spring forward. But when you're stopped like this, whatever's been going on in your life, right? It starts, you're just sitting there, and there's all this like, right, building up, and then it just boom, right? So I feel that. I feel like you've been in this like explosive, like, you know, maybe you've had like an explosive argument with someone recently. I'm hearing like you really spoke your truth to someone. Like, you spoke your authentic truth. You spoke a truth, not a truth of, oh, I think this is what this person wants to hear, so I'm just going to say that. Or I'm going to speak my truth, but I'm not going to speak it all because I'm, you know, I don't, whatever, you know, you hold back some of your truth, you know? You're not holding back anymore. Like, you're speaking your truth, masculine. So call in support. Okay. But that's what I mean. I was going to say earlier was, I feel like you guys have done this. And I think this is confirmation for you, because you doubt it. You know, like, you're still awakening more to your gifts and your gift of discernment through intuition. And like, you're very strong in it. Like, you're powerful AF. Like, you're so freaking powerful. And you and your feminine, when you like come together, you know, or you meet this person, or whatever the case is, you guys both hold these beautiful, powerful polarities, right? So you, the masculine polarity, and the feminine, the, you know, feminine polarity, and you come together, and it's like a freaking, you know, nuclear blast of love and power and energy and light and healing. And like, okay, so you guys are literally like this power couple. And I feel like you've been calling in your feminine along with like prayers. I'm getting prayers, like you're driving to work, or you're, you know, sitting outside, you know, having your coffee in the morning, or whatever the case. But I hear you, masculine. I hear you praying like, God, help me, you know, help me see clearly, and help me see the truth, or help me through this, or, you know, show me a sign. Okay. So some of you divine masculines, you've asked specifically for a sign or signs. And this is a sign, but also like spirit has given you these signs. Okay. But also like, you know, you may have a hard time trusting in divine support, because, you know, masculines, they're very 3D in that way, where they're like, I gotta See it to believe it until you start really awakening and, you know, doing the work that you're doing. And then you realize it's actually the opposite. It's, you know, believing is seeing. So, but you may have a difficult time like believing that your prayers are working, or believing that your angels and God hear you, and, you know, your loved ones on the other side, and, you know, this and that, right? They do. They have heard you. They do hear you. Okay. And they want you to know you're a part of a team of souls. So that means like your soul family, both your soul family here on earth, you know, that are incarnated with you, and then your soul family, obviously, you know, in the cosmos and the fifth dimensional realm and the spiritual realm, right? And then you have this card, jump in, Andromedan energy. Andromedan, you could be an Andromedan starseed, or, you know, resonate with Andromeda. But it's just another, you know, another like star system where, you know, starseeds are from, the Andromedan starseeds, etc. But it's literally telling you, Divine Masculine, it's time to jump in. It's time to have an adventure. And that masculine is what you're craving. You are craving like fresh energy, new beginnings, you know, clean slates, fresh starts. You're ready to meet new people. You're ready to like, you know, have fun. It's like everything I said about my cat, like how I said my cat is like out there. He's having fun. He's, you know, he's entertaining himself. It's like that because you've literally, look at this. You can't make it up. You've literally been in such a place of boredom, of, you know, repetitive cycles and mundane energy. And like, now you're like awakening. You're having this like accelerated like ascension. You're seeing things differently. You're tuning in with your spiritual gifts. You're getting all the signs and synchronicities. You feel the change. You feel it. You know it, right? And then for, like I said, for a lot of you guys, you have a divine feminine counterpart who I think you get a lot of messages from and insight from and guidance from. Because in this incarnation, the divine feminine is the way shower to the masculine. She awakens first, rises up in her authenticity first. She starts self-loving, and then she reflects all that to you, outwardly to you. That's why she can be very triggering, right? When you're still in the lower energies, because she kind of shines light on all the things that, you know, you need to heal, or that you need to shift and change, and you know you need to heal, or you know you need to change, or, you know, she shines light on the things that are triggering that maybe you're not happy about. It's like all the things, right? But she's showing you, she's shining that light for a reason. And I know if you're here watching this as a masculine, you know that, and you see that. You see it now. You see it now. Say yes to change, Divine Masculine. This is literally your moment. This is your moment, okay? So it's time to shed the old skin. You know what I mean? It's time to say yes. Have that, you know, like really, like embrace the adventure of life. You know, we can be responsible. We could be adults. And that's the beauty of like going through an awakening, because you see things in a completely different light, and you see the infinite potential in a lot of ways, right? Whereas other people, they're very stuck, they're asleep, they can't see too far ahead, you know, but you can see very from a high perspective and from an expansive perspective, like, you know, you see from that view. So this is your confirmation. If you're like, if you need like an answer, like if you're seeking like a yes or no, like, you know, confirmation for something, the answer is yes. Okay? Am I making the right decision if I leave this karmic? Yes. Am I making the right decision if I leave this job? Yes. Am I, you know, I feel, you know, like I need to, I feel like I need to get, you know, my life in order, and I need to get healthy, and, you know, I need to, you know, start eating healthier and do this. Yes. You know, it's like all that. Okay. So, and then the bottom of the deck, that's why I was like, oh my God, the blue flame. So you could be like very connected with Archangel Michael. You could be connected to literally the color blue, the color royal blue. Maybe that's something that you wear a lot, or, you know, and you don't even realize it. But I'm getting like the blue ray. So you could be a blue ray, starseed, a blue ray, very connected to Archangel Michael and Jesus, his name is Yeshua, but most people know him as Jesus Christ. It says spontaneous awakening. Divine masculine, that's literally what I've been talking about. You've been activated. And if you met your divine feminine, she activated you, and it was a spontaneous awakening. It was an activation. You activated her too. And if you guys are twin flames, twin souls, the activation was super intense. And it was probably very overwhelming for you. Like, you felt so much for your feminine, just whoa, like it was just this wave of intensity and love. And, and it triggered fear and the unhealed parts of you that, where you've been wounded by lovers in the past. So anyways, you more than likely ran from your feminine, right? Or you pushed your feminine away. Spontaneous awakening, though, and an accelerated ascension, that's what you're going through right now, okay? Because you're meant for big things. Your life, the way you've been living it, it served its purpose, okay? It served its purpose, and now you're in this new doorway, this portal, this path is open. Activation, exactly. It's a massive, massive spiritual activation, and then integration time. So literally, it's like, say yes to change. It's time to take leaps of faith, jump in, do what you got to do, take action to have a new beginning in your life. Out with the old, in with the new. The new version of you, out with the old version of you. Okay? It's time to integrate this new version of you and this new timeline and cycle that we're all on. Like, this is your new beginning, masculine. Okay, so that's why it's like, say yes. It's time for fun. It's time for adventure. It's like, and then this card right here says the activated earth. So again, like, even the earth is an activator too. So she's activating you as well. So as above, so below. So, you are shifting, you are changing, you are different, you are powerful. You're definitely feeling your psychic power. You're definitely feeling like, there's this like expansive thought now of like, I can do this, I can do that, where I'm just getting like, you felt very shut down for so long. You're getting back in touch with who you truly are. And that's who you are integrating into, and that's who you're birthing into right now. Power places and ley lines, and then it says trust where you're led. So masculine, for some of you guys, you might be being called to like certain places on earth, like, like maybe you're like, oh, I really feel called to, the mountains, or, Mount Shasta, or I'm really feeling called to like, Thailand, or, Greece, or, Australia. I don't know. But you could be very called to certain sacred places. So the land could literally like power you up and heal you and activate you and help activate past life gifts and memories and all these things, but also just trust where you're led. So your spirit family and, God's source, they are giving you synchronicities and signs and numbers and songs and music and all kinds of stuff, right? And that inner call of your intuition and your higher self, your soul, is telling you to do all of this. And so that's what I mean. This is a big fat confirmation for you, but also trust where you're being led. Like, trust where you feel you're meant to go or do or be or, take action on or whatever it is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave it there, you guys, but I just want to get, for the masculines tuning in, I want to tune in a little bit for those of you guys who have, you have a divine feminine counterpart that you are aware of, that you've connected to already in the past, but you've been like, in separation from, because I know for a lot of you guys, your hearts are more open, like, all these things, but I know for a lot of you divine masculines, you're really feeling magnetized and pulled and called to call your divine feminine, or to reach out to them, or, make contact with them. You want to speak truth to them, or you want to, like talk to them and go, hey, like, this is what has been going on in my life. Like, how have you been, So let's just get, let your friends help you. Oh my gosh, literally look, 2 different decks. Call in support, meaning, you know, friends, family, but also divine support. Like, help me, angels, help me, loved ones on the other side, help me, my ancestors, you know, I surrender, like, help me, show me the way, like, but let your friends help you. Okay, so ask for and accept support from others. But I'm asking about your divine feminine. So I feel like masculine, you guys are talking to, you know, like people close to you or friends or whatever about your divine feminine. Like you're getting advice, but also like I feel like masculines, you've been watching tarot readings. For some of you guys, maybe you are a tarot reader or your divine feminine is a, you know, a psychic or a medium, or they have a tarot channel, or maybe they just are connected spiritually in other ways, or they do that for work, or, you know, I don't know, but I'm getting that because look, the little angel, this always reminds me, she's holding a crystal ball. So it always reminds me of that, you know, it looks like this card always looks like she's like a bride. It looks like a bride. And these are like her, you know, like her friends helping her get ready for her wedding. So some of you masculines, you're really feeling that and you're really seeing that within your feminine. Like on a soul level, you're like, I see it now. I get it now. You feel like the soul marriage between you guys. Like for some of you guys, you're already in a soul union marriage in the 5th dimension. And you guys are together, you know, entirely and completely on a soul level, as above, so below. So you're feeling called to have that, basically to make that happen here in the 3D. But Spirit is like, we are helping you. We are guiding you when it comes to your divine feminine, or when it comes to life and just everything in general. But also like, you know, also be careful like who you're asking. If you are asking for advice from certain people around you, be careful with that, because people are going to give advice, you know, at the level that they themselves are at. You know what I mean? What I'm kind of getting is like the best advice is what you already know within yourself to be true. Okay? But your spirit guides and your feminine spirit guides are definitely helping, you know, to guide this, and they're guiding you for sure. Okay. The honeymoon. Yeah. See, the angel is guiding them in the gondola. And I love it because it's like on a beautiful, like full moon night. And you know what I mean? Very romantic, very Venice, Italy, right? All the things that could be significant for you. Or maybe that's a place where maybe you think of that. Maybe you've been thinking of like, gosh, I would love to go to Europe with my divine feminine. I'd love to go on a gondola ride and be in Rome or Italy or, you know, Venice or whatever with my feminine, and just have no one else around, just me and them, you know. I know you guys are thinking about stuff like that. It says, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, so something could be significant about the holiday season, Christmas, etc. But the next holiday, like, you know, really here in the States or whatever, is Easter Sunday, you know. So, I mean, Easter is like all over the world, but you know what I mean? Like, so Easter, by the time Easter comes, which I think is what, like around April 20th, or I don't know, somewhere around there. I have no idea. I could be wrong, but anyways, it's like your angels are literally guiding you. Okay. So I feel like this is what you want to happen, masculine. I feel like you're wanting to enjoy the bliss of just time together. Like just being with your divine feminine is absolute bliss to you. It's, you know, and I feel like your divine feminine, like, you know, it's like the real deal. Like this is like soulmates are real, twin flames are real, because you feel it in every part of you, how different this connection is. And when you tune in and you think of your feminine, her energy soothes you. It calms you. It's literally like a stress reliever, a calmer, a anxiety reducer. It's like her essence just takes all of that from you and fills you instead with love and, you know, bliss and, you know, comfort and joy and nurturing energy and like all of that. Okay, the Tower is very, look at the dragon, fire breathing dragon here. The Tower speaks of a surprise, something suddenly shifting, a shock. It also is divine realignment. So for me, this is the universe is coming through masculine and saying, yeah, the divine masculines have been going through a Tower moment. So you're going through a Tower. It's things are being broken down so that they can be rebuilt. It's like, you know, like when someone purchases like a really big old building and they bring in like a demolition crew and like a huge like, you know, demolition like ball to like, you know, so they can rebuild it or whatever, or they bring it in to knock out like one side of the building so they can expand it. It's like that. So right now it's like the universe is like, it's like a demolition that's taking place or has been taking place or did just take place or whatever in your life so that it can be rebuilt. But also I feel like this is a surprise shock energy of you, you know, what it would be like to exactly, you know, move towards your divine feminine Queen of Cups. She holds the cup of love. This is the Queen of Cups. She's the most love you can possibly feel or ever give to another person. It's agape, true divine love. And so I think for some of you guys, there's a fear that, you know, your feminine maybe meets someone else. But what I'm getting mostly is you have a fear around showing up, you know, and shocking your divine feminine, and maybe she or he doesn't receive you. But that's why Spirit is like, it's time to jump in and say yes to these changes and embrace the adventuresome energy. Things are falling apart, so new things can fall together. I think you'll be very shocked and surprised of how your feminine receives you and their reaction and what they say. And I think it's very good. In fact, I know it's very good. You have the Six of Wands. This is a victory after a long battle. This is your time of victory. It's time to claim victory, masculine. And this is the universe letting you know that if you go to the Queen of Cups as the authentic, true, you know, version of you, like the true who you really are, because she's psychic, she's empathic, she can see everything. So it's pointless to go to her and try to lie or not be authentic or hold things back, or because she'll see it all, she'll feel it all, right? If you go forward as the, you know, the emperor, king, warrior, you know, victor that you are, and you show up authentically, she will receive that cup of love. Okay, you have the Eight of Wands. See the rainbow? You could be getting a lot of like rainbow synchronicities or seeing rainbows. But the Eight of Wands literally speaks of passionate communication and fast forward movement. So for me, it's like, and this is a yes card. The Six of Wands is always a yes. So for me, and then you also have yes to change. So for me, everything is pointing you and the universe and spirit and your higher self, your soul is saying, yes, it's time to claim victory. You know, for it's time for you to have a winning season instead of this losing season, right? But you've learned a lot. You've changed a lot. Okay? Don't be fearful because you rejected in the past or you whatever. And don't be fearful of the rejection and letting it hold you back from, you know, from this feminine. It could also be for some of you guys, you know, a divine feminine that you have your eye on, and, you know, you can feel that, you know, she's she's the real deal or he's the real deal. You know what I mean? But most of you guys, it's someone you know, already know. One more, please. It's the Two of Cups. Soulmates coming together. And then the Death card. The Death card is not like death, like someone died. It's the Death card. It speaks of transformation. Death of the ego. Death of the anxiety and the fear and carrying around these heavy swords. And, you know, like that's where you're at, Divine Masculine. So you guys have been going through a death of the eagle. Death of the eagle. Well, the eagle spirit might be significant for you guys, but death of the eagle. Ego. Oh my God, I hate Mercury retrograde. It always makes me talk backwards. This indicates that you've gone through an ending or you're going through an ending, but that ending is a new beginning, right? Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end, meaning, right? Death brings life. When one door closes, 10 more open. It's like that. You're going through an ending, but the ending had to happen so you could get back to her. But more importantly and most importantly, so you can get back to you. You're going through a rebirth. That's the new. And this is about having a rebirth, okay, with your beloved. See the double rainbow. You have a rainbow here. I said the rainbow was significant. And then we get the card, literally, of soulmates and soulmate union and soulmates coming together. This is like you guys exchanging vows, promises, okay, coming face to face, seeing each other again or whatever it is. But this is a blessed union. It's a divine union. Okay, so I'm leaving it there. I love you guys. You know, I know that this will help who it needs to. It'll find who it needs to, you know. But, you know, the rest of the message, you know, is very important. It's all about, like, it's time. Like, jump in. Like, start the new adventure. Start the new business venture, you know. I suggest to wait after Mercury retrograde until Mercury goes direct and the eclipse season is done. So, you know, if you're going to start a new business or do anything, I would wait till, like, you know, first week of April, second week of April, like somewhere around there. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for all of your love and support. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, whether it's like a one-on-one, like a quantum healing session, an Akashic past life reading, a general reading, I also offer event sesh. Like, it's on the description box below. And then also, if you know, because I'm speaking to Divine Masculine, this is for the Divine Masculine. If you're feeling like you really need to connect with another Divine Masculine who, you know, okay, so I'm co-hosting a spiritual retreat in France, in the south of France in September, the 20th or the 29th this year, with a beautiful divine couple, Stellar and John. They are a divine union couple. She is a total empress. He is a total emperor. But they're just absolutely incredible. And they've been doing like all of this kind of sacred work, with feminine and masculine for a very long time. Anyways, if you are tuning in and you want to hear some more about the spiritual retreat, the Sacred Magdalene Codes retreat in France, in September, you can look in the comment section. I pinned the video for it. So the video will go more into depth of Stellar and John and their work and the retreat, etc., etc. And you'll see it like guides you if you want to, like, you know, book a spot for the retreat, etc. Like, this is how you do it. Okay. So it's all in the video below. And you could always like email me too. My email's in the description box, GypsyCowgirlTarot@gmail.com. But going back to John. So John is a beautiful, wonderful divine masculine. He, you know, is in full divine union with his beloved feminine. You know, he holds such a profound space for the masculines. And so when we spoke last, you know, he was like, I really want to, you know, open that space for the divine masculines. So I was like, perfect, great. Like, I would love to support you in that. And I would love to support the divine masculines. So that's why I'm sharing it here. So it's to connect you to John and for you and John to connect, okay? But he can help the masculines and lead the masculines and, you know, hold space and listen and share and teach and guide, you know what I mean? Because he's in such an elevated consciousness in that regard, you know? So he's been through what you've been through. He knows all the things. It's like that, right? So if you feel like you need another masculine to connect to and talk to and speak to and confide in and share things with and, you know, all the things, right? That's what I mean. Like, don't be afraid to call in support. You're a part of a team of souls. It's all good. Like, you know, let your friends help you. We're all in this together, right? And that's a really big struggle for masculines, because the masculines are so self-sufficient and I got to do it all on my own, and, you know, I got to get this done, and, you know, right? They put a lot of pressure on themselves, and it's like, no, you don't have to do that. You know, we're all in this together. And that's why John is extending that olive branch for the divine masculines. So anyways, if you are divine masculine and you feel guided or, you know, called or whatever, just send me an email and then I will connect you to John. He did just make a business email for these sessions with the masculines, however it works out. You know, you guys will connect, and then I'm sure he'll, you know, get more of an idea of, you know, what's going on and set up a time to talk to you and things like that. So anyways, just email me and I will get you to John. And yeah, so thank you, beautiful divine masculines. I honor you in your work. It is so incredible to witness the divine masculines rising and just back on their thrones and in their power and taking back their power and remembering who they are. Because I've been witnessing it very strongly, obviously, within the divine feminine collective for the past, like, you know, almost 4 years. But just over the past, like, 2 years, and then especially over this last year and 6 months, the divine masculine collective has truly risen up in such a powerful way. And it's so cool to see. And I honor you guys. So thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.